Hello everyone, Andrew here, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. I've had this idea in the back of my mind for a long time, and it's something I've always wanted to try. And normally my real estate is so busy, my real estate business is so busy that I just don't have time to do this. But now we're in the winter time, and as you might know, there's kind of a real estate crash going on. So things are kind of quiet right now, and I have a little more time than what I normally have. One of the things we've always done is, whenever someone buys or sells a home with Kimball Realtors, we give them this limited edition, one-of-a-kind coffee mug. And you see in all my videos I talk about getting a free coffee mug when you buy or sell with Kimball Realtors, limited time offer because it's a limited edition. Well, what I've decided to do was start to make my own mugs. So what this is going to be is an unboxing video of everything I bought to do sublimation mugs. So this isn't a real estate video, this is a do-it-yourself kind of craft video, sublimation mug video, starting doing that. And my idea is to be able to duplicate this same mug, but then also, instead of having just the same thing on the other side of it, when someone buys a home and I'm working with the buyer, I can take a picture of their home and put it on this side of the mug. And I can do that uniquely to each one of them. And I just think that's something that'll be really fun to do. And it's just something that I kind of watched some videos on doing, and I said, hey, what would I have to do to be able to do that? So we'll have the Kimball Realtors mug logo on one side, and then we'll have the actual picture of the home on the other side. And if it's a seller that's leaving the area, we'll give them a Kimball Realtors mug, and then probably have it just say like Wisconsin Dells on the back side, so they have a souvenir from Wisconsin Dells. So what I did some research on this, and what you really need is a printer that can do sublimation prints, and you need a mug press, and then you also need sublimation paper and sublimation mugs. So what I did was I went with the EcoTank ET2800. I watched a couple of different videos on how you can convert this to a sublimation printer, and what you need to do, you want to make sure when you get it that you don't put the ink in that came with it. You need to buy separate ink, because if you put the ink in that came with it, it's not going to work. One thing they will tell you, and you want to practice on this, is that when you do that, unfortunately, it does void the warranty on these printers because you're not using the Epson ink that came with it. So you do have to be prepared that if something goes wrong, you're not going to have a warranty on your printer, so you want to be careful. So I went with a moderately priced one. I've got a link down below, but I think you can get this for like around $300. I might be wrong on that, but about $300 I think is what I paid for this one. And there's a link down below on there. I didn't want to go with a real expensive one to start with, just in case this didn't work. I didn't want to be out that much money. So what I did is I bought the EcoTank ET2800 from Epson. Again, you can get a link down below. We do have an affiliate account, so if you get it, we make a little bit out of it. It's not a big deal, but I just want you to have a place you can get it. What I also bought from Amazon then was the sublimation ink set. And what's interesting about this, I don't know if it does, it has the sublimation ink in here, as well as a kit. So it has the sublimation ink. It also came with a roll of the heat tape that you're going to need. And I know that because I've been watching a few videos on doing this. But it has the sublimation ink that you're going to need. Also the sublimation paper that you're going to need. And what you're going to do is, instead of using the ink that came in your printer, you're going to be using this sublimation ink. Because what's going to happen is, you're actually going to be printing this onto this mug through a heat process, a heat transfer process. So you need a special ink for that. You can't use the ink that came with it. Ideally, if you know someone else that this ink will work for, you could give them this ink, because that's a lot of ink. This is going to print a lot of stuff, which is really nice. So that came in the sublimation ink and paper set. Again, that was on Amazon. Around $50, I think. So we're at about $350 here so far to get this process started. Links down below if you want to try this yourself. So the next thing you're going to need is mugs, and this is an 11-ounce mug. So what I did to practice with is I bought some 11-ounce mugs, which are in here. Again, you can get these on Amazon. You can also get them on eBay. I just went with Amazon on everything. It's just a lot simpler. But this is what they call a sublimation mug, and if you notice, it's a shinier surface on there. And that's going to allow you to put that heat transfer on here and literally become part of that glass. So it's not, or part of that cup. So it's not going to ever fade or wash off that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's the 11-ounce mug. And then I also bought a 15-ounce mug because I always use a 15-ounce mug for my coffee. I always say 11 ounces isn't enough. So I also bought some 15-ounce mugs, and you'll see when I get to my press what I bought there to use to do that. So this is the same mug, but in a 15-ounce size. And just, you get more coffee. And if anyone knows me, I need more coffee. And if you're a realtor, you need more coffee. So you can have a variety of size. We can have the original, which was the smaller mug. We have that mug, or I'm also going to start doing them with the larger mug as well. So the next thing I'm going to unbox is the actual heat press that you need to do this. I did a research on quite a few different ones, and you can do this in like a sublimation oven. You can do it a couple of different ways, but this seemed to be the way that was the most foolproof. And like I said, I'm just doing this kind of as a side fun hobby thing to do. Something to be kind of creative with. So this is the actual printer here, or mug heat press. And what I did was, you can get all different ones, and again, there's links below, so you can get the same ones if you want to, what I have here. And this is going to be a multi-part video. What I'm going to have here now is, this is going to be just the unboxing video showing people what you need to get. And again, I had spent about $3.50. These were about $3 to $4 a piece, so I think, you know, right around $400 so far. And then this press was a moderately priced one. You could get some that were more expensive, some that were less expensive. I think this one was right around $200. So I probably have about $550 all in here so far. Now, it seems like a lot for what I'm going to be doing with that, but I mean, I literally give away over 100 mugs a year. On a busy year, I'll give away over 100 mugs a year. So when I'm paying, for the smaller ones, I was paying like $15 a piece for them. If I want to give them a larger one, I'm paying $20 a piece. So this will actually, this whole setup, not only will it be fun and give a different gift than what most realtors are able to give, I'm going to actually be saving money in the long run. So that's kind of fun that I'm going to be saving money doing this and having some fun doing this. So what we have here is the actual sublimation printer. This is kind of the back, sublimation heat mug press. Printer's here. This here, now I haven't even opened this and looked at this at all yet. So I'm taking this out for the first time. What I'm going to do, again, this is going to be like a 3-part video where you're going to see each product, how it works, what happens with it, and then also what the final products are. So here's my sublimation heat press. And again, I went with one that can do 3 different sizes. It can do a 11 ounce, a 15 ounce, and it can do a 20 ounce tumbler. So there's a lot of different blanks you can get to do this with. And I have that option of going to a tumbler later on if I wanted to, if you wanted to do like a sport bottle. So if you know your client was big into sports like running or working out or something like that, you could give them a tumbler that could hold their drink with that, and they could always have your company right on their mind. So this is the heat press here, and what happens with this, just from what I've watched on the video so far, you simply end up putting your mug in here, and there'll be a separate video on doing that, but you're going to put your mug in here, then you're going to close it around it, and you're going to run it. Now this has to be adjusted. Obviously you see it doesn't close yet, so I'll adjust this out so it closes around the mug that I'm going to use. There'll be a separate video showing how the first ones turn out, and there'll also be a video on how I set up the printer and what the finished products were. So this is just a start. Again, I think I spent right around $550 altogether getting the special sublimation ink and paper, the printer, which again, take out this ink and avoid your warranty, but that's just one of the risks you're taking. I bought more mugs than just, these are kind of practice mugs to start with, and then the actual heat press itself. I'm excited about doing this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I've always said, buy or sell a home with Kimball Realtors. And I'm going to give you one of these free coffee mugs. And for a limited time, we're going to give you the 15-ounce coffee mug for more coffee. So hey, thanks for playing along. It's been a lot of fun doing this video for you. Again, links are down below. Stay tuned because the next video is actually going to have this being used. So you're going to see from start to finish what it takes to actually make a mug and how that mug turns out. So again, thanks for watching.